Hi students, let us study today about money creation function of commercial banks. Money creation of commercial banks. So money creation, or it is also known as credit creation. Money creation, or it is also known as credit creation. Money creation or credit creation of commercial banks. Before analyzing this money creation or credit creation, first of all, as I like that all the theories, we have to study the assumptions of this concept. There are two major assumptions are there for this theory. First one is that all banks are considered to be one unit. All banks are considered to be one unit. So banks are considered to be one unit. So all banks we know there are a large number of commercial banks in India. You know how many commercial banks are there in India? There are commercial banks are being classified into three categories by RBI. One is public sector banks. One is public sector banks. Like that, around 27 banks are there. As per the latest estimation of RBI, public sector banks are 27 are there in India. And then other category banks are some nationalized banks. Nationalized banks are, I think, 19 banks are there. And other public sector banks, two banks are having status of other public sector banks. So we can call them other public sector banks. Sector banks are two. This is the total number of commercial banks in India. What is the total number now? 48. 48 commercial banks are there in India. Is it? Once again, public sector banks, nationalized banks, and other public sector banks. In this one, nationalized public sector banks means SBI and all these are public sector banks. Dana Bank, Allahabad Bank, Vijay, all these are the public sector banks. Nationalized banks means as per the nationalized provision, they got the privilege of that. 19 are there, and these two banks we have to note down. These banks are, you might have heard about that, their name. One is IDBI. And other one is Mahila Bank, Bharatiya Mahila Bank. Bharatiya Mahila Bank, BNB. So one is IDBI, Industrial Bank, Industrial Development Bank of India. Second one, Bharatiya Mahila Bank, BNB. These are the other public sector banks too. Remaining are the banks. Total 48 nationalized banks, commercial banks are there in India. Understood. More than that one, some regional rural banks are there, nationalized foreign banks are also there. All these are considered to be the bank in India, working there in India. So commercial banks are coming under the category of these banks. Is it? More than this one, many banks are there. When we study about these public sector banks, SBI is the leading one in that category, the biggest one. Around 200 offices are there outside in foreign countries for this SBI, foreign countries of the world. And I don't remember the exact number of branches of SBI in India. And moreover, when we study about this SBI, we can see SBI is a child of three banks of British period. Bank of Calcutta, Bank of Madras, and Bank of Bombay. Now it's Mumbai. So that bank in 1921 merged into one bank. It is name was that time Imperial Bank. From Imperial Bank, 1955, I think SBI, after the nationalization of banks, SBI nationalized and came as the only one unit bank, SBI, State Bank of India. And it's having now 4 associates are there. Before it was 5 associates were there. Recently, one associate now merged in SBI again. So among the associates of SBI, one is that SBI, State Bank of Bikaner, Jaipur. Bikaner. In Jaipur, Bikaner, I think you know that in Rajasthan. Second one is State Bank of Patiala, Punjab. Patiala, Punjab. Is it? Patiala also very famous dress style also that for the girls. Patiala. And third one is State Bank of Hyderabad. Hyderabad. Now Hyderabad is in Telangana. Before it was in Andhra Pradesh. Is it? And now three. First one Bikaner, then Patiala, Hyderabad, and one more is there. State Bank of Mysore. Is it from Karnataka? And before one was there. State Bank of Travancore from Kerala. Travancore. That now recently it is merged in SBI. So now only 4 associates now. Is it? Anyway, all these are the associates, all these banks are coming under SBI category. So, okay, clear now? And these are the commercial sector banks, commercial banks in India. All these banks are considered to be one unit for our calculation. That's the first assumption. Second assumption is that all the receipts and payments should be considered, should be routed to these banks. All the receipts and payments should be routed to the bank, and everyone should use checks and other deposits. Checks to transact their money they should use checks, and the deposits also should be like that. So these are the two major assumptions of these commercial banks. Clear now? First of all, in order to study this money creation, banks has to be one unit, and second one, all the receipts should be routed to. Before going to the detailed study of money creation, RBI uses some ratios, some policy rates and lending rates and all. There are two ratios were used by RBI in India. One is that ratio is totally known as legal reserve ratio. It is known as legal reserve ratio. Short we can write LRR. Legal reserve ratio. Other one is legal reserve ratio. In this legal reserve ratio, it consists of two ratios. They are having two components. One is a CRR, other one is SLR. One ratio is a CRR, other one is SLR. CRR means cash reserve ratio. Cash reserve ratio. SLR means statutory liquidity ratio. So, among the ratios, LRR, it consists of CRR, cash reserve ratio, and SLR, statutory liquidity ratio. I'll explain what is that. In the same way, some policy rates are also there. Policy rates. Also RBI using to control the money sector in India. Policy rates, it means that one is that repo rate. We will study this concept in detail in our money, the functions of central bank money study. We have to study this one. Repo rate. Then other one is the reverse repo rate. Reverse repo rate. This is the second one. And the third one, bank rate. Bank rate or discount rate. Bank rate or discount rate. These are the major policy rates. And the same way, lending. For the lending also, Reserve Bank takes some measures, marginal reserve requirements and all. So these are the other measures also. Lending rates also there. So many are there. First one ratios, then policy rates and lending rates. These are the major measures of RBI to control the money supply in the economy. Then let us come to our discussion. So money creation. So in money creation, when we study about that, we have to study legal reserve ratios R, LRR and its CRR and SLR. First of all, what is CRR? CRR. I told you cash reserve ratio. CRR we mean it is the amount of money deposited by commercial bank in the central bank. The amount of money or fractions of money deposited, fractions of money from the total deposit of commercial banks, a portion, a fraction is deposited with the central bank. That is essential. That is legally compulsory. All commercial banks should deposit some amount of money with the RBI. That compulsory payment is known as, the deposit is known as CRR. It is the fraction of total deposit of commercial banks with the RBI. Now this RBI, CRR is 3%. So for a simple example, do you think that the entire deposit of commercial bank they can give in the form of loans? No. So for example, suppose 100 rupee reached in a bank. Out of that, the CRR is 3% means 3 rupees they have to give to RBI. For example, simple example. 3 rupees means that remaining 97 only they can give, but that also they cannot give. SLR is there. Remaining 97 only they can give in the form of loans to the customers back. But again, deduction is there. So this deposit, 3% they can deposit either in the form of cash deposit or any other deposits, valuable deposits with the RBI. That is essential. Compulsory from the side of commercial banks to deposit this stipulated amount of percentage restricted by RBI from the deposits of the banks. That is cash reserve ratio. Now it is 3%. It will be changing. It will be changing accordingly because according to control the inflation and deflation in the economy, RBI uses this technique. Is it? So that is the one thing. Clear now? Second thing is that SLR. I told you full form is statutory liquidity ratio. That means that this also a fraction of a deposit. Means RBI restriction CRR are commercial banks paid. And at the same time, all these commercial banks have to keep a fraction of their deposits in terms of gold or in terms of other cash or in terms of other approved deposits, securities with themselves. They have to hold some portion of that money with themselves in the form of either in the form of cash or in the form of gold or any other valuable securities with themselves. Means after that only, after the remaining amount only, they can give in the form of loans to the individuals. That rate is now, it is 18 now. At present it is 18.25%. Means a total of 18.25 plus 3, 21.25% money should be kept in their hand. So for example, our 100 rupee matter we are taking. Now after deducting 397 was possible. Now again they have to deduct 18.25 from that amount. Means 21.25 means around a 75 rupees only they can give in the form of loans after deducting all these CRR and SLR as per the instruction of RBI. So means out of 100, 78 rupees, 78.75 they can give. Bank can give to the people in the form of loan. Understood? Such a way it is controlled by RBI. RBI's control is there. Even if after the new economic policy, many changes happened there in case of RBI also. But these are the strict policy norms of RBI to control the money supply in the economy. Clear now? So CRR and SLR. CRR means should be deposited with the RBI and SLR means they should have to hold the amount remaining of money in their hand and as a reserve. And that reserve should be maintained. And one more thing is that if they are not able to manage this minimum balance in their account, a penalty of I think 3% will be deducted from commercial bank's account by the RBI. They have to pay 3% penalty to the RBI also. That is very strict policy norms are there from the side of RBI towards the commercial banks and they are working. And it is used to control inflation, as I told before, to control inflation and deflation. This technique is used by RBI. Which technique? The CRR. They will increase CRR or they will decrease CRR according to the situations. If they are increasing CRR means that more money people, commercial bank will deposit. So the circulation of money they can control. The liquidity, the circulation of money in the economy they can control. That we will study in detail in our coming topic. Okay. So clear now to these many points? Okay. And in this regard, we have to explain this concept little more in detail regarding this one. So then we have to study one more concept, that is money multiplier. Next concept is that in this one we have to study money multiplier. So this money multiplier concept actually suggested by a committee It was appointed by 1982. Chakravarti Committee was appointed by the government to study about the price stability in the economy and the objectives of the economic policies and all. And that committee recommended that, I think I told you this one, M3 is the best measure of money supply. You remember that? M3 is the best measure of money supply. So as I told, the recommendations of Chakravarti Committee, it was M3 and multiplier, money multiplier. So let us study about money multiplier in detail, how these commercial banks, they are creating money in the economy or credit, how they are creating with the help of a numerical example. Okay, for that we have to draw a table having 4 columns under. Okay, let's draw. One, 2, 3 and 4. And the heading, first line, write stages, then deposit, then loan, and then LRR. All figures are given in rupees. Okay. So let us imagine that even if this LRR, it is as per this latest estimate is 21.25%. Let us take LRR is 20% for the convenience of our calculation. Otherwise, it is difficult to obtain the figures. We need calculators and all. Okay, and let us see that. So for this, we can take this matter an example of one bank, any one bank. Take the matter of, in SBI, suppose 10,000 rupee reached as a deposit. So we can say it is the initial deposit, first one. Initial deposit reached in SBI, it is 10,000. If 10,000 rupees reached in this SBI, how much amount out of this 10,000, how much they can give in the form of loans to a customer? So definitely 20% LRR should be deducted from this one. Means 2,000. 20% of 10,000 is 2,000. 2,000 should be deducted there first. Remaining, how much is there? Remaining amount is 8,000. So 8,000 SBI can leave, or any bank can give from their deposit if the LRR is 20%. Clear? 8,000. But do you think that 8,000, one fellow came and he took the money from bank as loan? Do you think he will keep that 8,000 in his pocket? No. He will spend that 8,000 for his different purposes. He will spend. And that money, it will reach again in the banks, because of that 8,000 he will spend 4,000 for his consumption purpose, 4,000 for the repayment of other debt with other bank. So wherever it is deposited means that is counted as to be the deposit to the bank, because in the assumption we already mentioned that all banks are considered as to be one unit. Whether the deposit reached in any bank, Punjab National Bank or Andhra Bank or then Union Bank or Federal Bank, etc., wherever it is reached, it is considered as to be the deposit to the bank. So 4,000 in that way, 4,000 from the transaction also it reached in the bank in the form of deposit. So we can say that deposit is as a borrower's deposit. Borrower's deposit. Borrower's deposit. So this borrower's deposit is how much? This loan amount is the borrower's deposit. It is 8,000. 8,000. So that 8,000 reached to the bank. The 8,000 bank can give the loan in the form of loans? No. From that 8,000, it's 20%. So all matters 20% we have to deduct. 20%. 20% of 80,000 is 8,000 is 1,600. 8 into 2, 16, 600. 1,600. So remaining amount means 6,000, 1,600 we have to deduct it. Remaining amount is how much? 6,400. Yes, 6,400 bank can give in the form of loans to the customer, other customer. That money again it will reach in the form of borrower's deposit. So next stage of borrower's deposit, it is 6,400. It's 20% again deducted by bank. 6,400 is 25%. 20% is how much? 64 into 2, 8, 1280. 1,280 is deducted. Out of that 6,400 minus 1,080. When you are subtracting, how much will you get? 0, 2, then it is 3, 3, 1, 1, 5. 5, 1, 2, 0. Such a way, this loan matter is going on. It will continue. It will continue, is it? To an extent. We have to calculate how much it can continue or how much total credit can be created in the economy from with the help of this 10,000. How much? So these steps will continue like that. This will also be continued like this. This also be continued. No need to calculate till the end. Is it? Just we have to show the methods of calculation exam also. So in order to know how much we can create credit with this existing credit, it is easy to calculate. In order to know this one, we want to calculate money multiplier from the LRR. So next one is that we have to calculate. So right, money multiplier equation. It is equal to 1 by LRR. Money multiplier is equal to 1 by LRR. 1 by LRR. How much is 1 by LRR? Means 1 by 20%. How 1 by 20% is equal to 1 by 1 into 100 by 20, because 20 percentage we are counting out of 100. So 100 by 20. 100 by 20 is equal to 0, 0 cancelled. 10 by 2 is equal to 5. Means 5 times. It shows that 5 times it will be increased. Initial deposit 5 times it will be increased. Means that we can calculate total deposit is equal to equation. Initial deposit into money multiplier is equal to initial deposit how much? 10,000 into money multiplier how much? 5. So total amount is 50,000. So 50,000 total money can be created with a 10,000 rupees if the LRR is 20%. So we can write here total. It is a 50,000. Correct? Understood? If it is 50,000, what will be the LRR? How much LRR will be there? Simple. 50,000 is there. 20% of 50,000. 20% of 50,000. 5 into 2 are 10. So 5 2 are 10 means it is 10,000. 10,000 is the LRR. Reserves with the commercial banks. And remaining how much is there? Remaining 40,000 bank can give in the form of loans to the customers on their request. Simple calculation. Is it? This is the calculation. Then we have to calculate then how much will be initial deposit. So in order to know the initial deposit, next initial deposit is equal to total deposit divided by money multiplier. How much? Total deposit 50,000 by money multiplier 5. It's equal to 10,000. 10,000. Understood? This in such a way we can calculate all these things on the basis of this one. So 50,000 total deposit, 10,000 it is the LRR. So then what is the total money creation? Total money creation is equal to initial deposit into 1 by LRR. Initial deposit to 1 by LRR. That is money multiplier. Initial deposit total money creation is equal to initial deposit into 1 by LRR. Right, one more equation. The initial deposit into 1 by LRR is equal to initial deposit how much? 10,000 into 1 by LRR, 1 by 20%, that is 5. So initial deposit into 5, 10,000. It is equal to initial deposit 10,000 into 5 is equal to 50,000. That is the total money creation in the economy. Understood? So in such a way, if 10,000 reached in a bank, so the bank can create this much amount of credit in the account. Such a way, this function it is taken by all the commercial banks in the country. So means that how much credit will be created. This is regarding when 10,000 will be calculated. Like that, 10,000 crores deposit is coming. So how much credit can be created? This is what we are saying it as the money creation or credit creation function of commercial bank. Hope you understood the class. Tomorrow I'll come with a new topic. from macroeconomics, that is the functions of central bank.